guys, it's September 26, 2020, Saturday morning. I gotta go to a school daycare type of facility. They got a bunch of 007 circulators downstairs, and a couple of the flow checks are leaking by, so a couple of the rooms are getting warmer than they should. When any of the zones are calling, them other two areas are being fed because the flow checks are bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the circulators out and put circulators with flow checks. It's going to be easier than me trying to get up top there and replace those zone valves. Get up there and replace those check valves up in the ceiling. I'll show you when I get there. So we're just going to replace two 007 circulators that have the internal check built into them. And I believe there's antifreeze there, so I'm going to have to drain the buckets and pump it back with my pump. And there's no one there today because it's Saturday, so I'm going there to do it. I didn't want to go there when there's a bunch of kids around or something. I go there when there's no one around. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta shut the feeder off. So we're just gonna change these two circulators,
Yeah.
and we'll try that out. Because what's probably happening is one of these other ones are running. If the flow checks or the check valves are bad, it'll circulate in there too. All right, so I got the feeder off. Should be able to just drain it down. I bought a bunch of buckets here. I'm gonna have to purge them all anyway later, so we know those two that I have those two I got the hoses on are the ones we're working on. Not easy. Not easy being cheesy. I don't know if there's antifreeze in the system or not, to be honest with you.
I have no idea.
See if it'll come out. Oh my God, huh? Man.
It's solid.
Solid, I guess. There we go.
You got good.
Huh?
You got some good there.
Little trick. Alright, see that, huh? How you like that?
Like that.
That makes a big one. Gotta make sure we put it in right. See the arrow going down like that. I'm just gonna use these gaskets. That's it. when I get them all tightened up and make sure they don't leak, it should be good. Hopefully. This one is a newer one, but I don't think the check valve is working. There are check valves up top, I'll show you in a bit, but I think that's the gasket goes there like that. Make sure you get them gaskets in properly. You want to make sure you get the arrow going down, which I do. Yeah, like that. Make sure they're nice and snug. Put drain hoses on each one and then we'll start purging it. Alright, if you look up there, all the flow checks are up top. There's a couple of them that aren't working properly. So instead of playing with them, I just changed the circulators and added circulators that had the built-in flow check. We're having a problem with them two zones giving too much heat into the area that they're in. So what we're going to do is we're going to start this pump up, pump out from this bucket into the pump, into that shut off, through the system, and then back and purge into this bucket. It's all going to work out of this bucket. You'll hear me start up the, I'll dump water into this bucket, keep filling it as I need it. That is the process that we have to do here. Pump up at the same time I drained it, because you got to prime these pumps. So as I was dump a lot of air out. You can see all the air coming out. It's gonna purge all the air out, and it's gonna, you know. I did put a bucket under the relief valve in case there's a problem to blow into the bucket. I'm gonna have to do them all. This one's all done now. I can relocate this hose to over here. Right? Well, that one's working. Get all the air out. I might need more water. I'm not sure. Most likely. If I need more water, I'm just going to turn the feeder on. Put some more water in the system. These last three and I'll be done here. Turn the feeder back on. Take all my hoses off and open all these back up. All I have to do is just wire them. We do the wiring, I'll be good to go. Alright, so I got the wiring all back. Reinstated all the switches. Boiler's back on, the feeder's back on, we're good to go.
When we, what's about that? Oh, that's fan. You don't want that on right now. That'll drive you crazy.
Yeah, so we're gonna
throw the heat on and see what happens.
Can if you want. Turn on some other zones besides them. We're gonna try to get the hot water tank off. We're gonna drain some water out of it. Yeah. Turn this to pilot for now. We'll drain some water out. We're gonna take this apart. Put a bucket under it or something.
It does really hot in the room.
Well, you shouldn't go too hot with it. I mean, you can't go too hot with it.
No, but they want it hot, so at least we get some hot water. You can't even do that.
What do you consider hot? I mean,
Oh, I know.
I'm going to show you where I want you to set that at. I don't want it too high, because then you...
On the hot water tank, it has cold, hot, warm, and hot, right? And then it has A, B, and C. What's the A, B, and C?
Yeah, you go to the main. I'll show you. There's one big notch, right?
Yeah.
Over here. Right where it says hot.
Right.
So that notch, I got it on pilot now, but that notch wants to go to hot.
Right.
That's going to give you like 130. But if you want it hotter, I mean, you can go to A. Don't go to C.
That's getting hotter when you go to A, B, and C.
That's
okay.
getting really hot.
Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah,
I always set it at that, like in a house or something.
Yeah.
That's usually what I set them at.
All right, so I can dump this water, you said, right?
Yeah. Hopefully I get this thing out of here. You know, put a pipe wrench on that, baby. Put a pipe wrench on it. These things are junk. Holy shit, bro. That thing's on there. There it is. Woo! Big ol' Laker. Oh, you know what it is? I got the cold cold coming in from here. I gotta shut the whole building off. I got the cold coming in from here. I gotta shut the whole building off. Cold coming in the back. I gotta shut the whole building off because the cold is feeding the back of that thing on the other side of the ball valve.
Shut this off.
So we'll shut the whole building down. Spider webs from hell here. Yeah, you see there's a hole on the top of that where that pipe comes out where the wires. You got to put a rag around there because I can smell the sewer gas. See that hole?
Oh yeah.
Put a rag around that and it'll stop that smell. Okay?
That rubber thing on there.
I don't know what. Rebuild kit for it. Rebuild kit for it. Whoa, what's the matter?
I thought that was the new one.
Yeah, it's definitely a problem with this one. See, you want to take a look? Watch, I'll show you.
Oh, it's on, that's fine.
It's supposed to have a pin. See the pin?
Oh yeah.
See the pin?
Yeah.
So,
The
pin's jammed in there, so that's why it's not working. So we're going to put a new one in there. Hopefully, that's what I'm trying to do. I guess the 1/2 inch and the 3/4 are both the same internally.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I was surprised because that kit's for either 1/2 inch or 3/4. I guess they're both the same. According to this. Well, time will tell. I mean, if it don't work, it don't work. We'll have to, then it could be the thermostat might be an issue too.
I mean, when that was getting hot, it's not getting hot, so.
It's not getting hot now?
No. It's nice and cold.
That's the one you were having problems with before.
Yeah, but the office one is set on 68 and 74 degrees in there, and it went on. It's warm. So that one could be something totally different, like you said, it could be thermostat, something wrong with that thermostat.
It could be the thermostat, but let's do that first.
Yeah,
You said they put in how many thermostats?
like 2 or 3 of them already.
2 or 3, so it's probably not the thermostat. If you did 3 thermostats, right? It's probably not that. Just saying. This thing. It's a little colder. It could be that the flipping handle's all stripped out too, you know? You know, let's go by that. We're about reading the same, so we'll put this one in here, this one in here. We'll turn our water on again, see what happens. We gotta let it heat up and then we could adjust it. That goes to the hand sinks. We gotta turn this back on. He's gonna go, he wants it set for 100. So he's gonna go, it did come up to temperature and shut off. I did bleed the air out. Got it set there. Circle line. I don't know if that's even working. It might be full of air. I would say it's about 100 degrees there. And this thing doesn't even go in all the way. Huh?
It's good for the kids.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's, you could hold your hand on it. It's definitely like about 100 degrees or something.
Yeah.
This thing's not accurate because it's not even in all the way. See, it doesn't even go in all the way. These things are
So
really
it'd be off a couple of degrees probably.
quite a bit. Yeah.
That one's higher, right? Yeah.
Well, obviously it should be higher.
It wasn't before.
See, because this is like 130 because you can't touch it.
Right.
You could hold 120, but I think we just should leave it right there. I mean, it's
Yeah,
definitely,
definitely.
feel
For
the
the
difference. Feel the difference. There, and now feel it.
Yeah.
You know. Okay?
Yeah.
So this isn't accurate. I mean, I could strap something on there to get an exact measurement, but I think as long as we're good upstairs,
Yeah, let me go upstairs in the kitchen.
check it. I mean, I can lower it. I mean, it's not rocket science, right?
Alright.
As long as it's for the hand sinks, you can't have it too hot. You don't want anybody to get burnt. That's the secret. Good enough for this neighborhood. That thing's not accurate at all. Your little touchy-feely routine. That's always a good way of doing it.